It's 2025 and finding the right trail shoe for size 15 runners feels harder than ever. Every brand seems to be going smaller or firmer, and nothing's quite lived up to the old Speedgoat EVO. But I've been testing what's out there, hoping to find something that comes close. Hey guys, welcome back to Bigfoot Ultra Running. This is Brad, and Buddy's here for the video as well. 2025 hasn't been the best year for trail running shoes for me as a Bigfoot athlete, as a size 15 athlete. By far the best ever trail running shoes that I've ever experienced are the Hoka EVOs. I have two pairs of these. The first pair are well over 1,000 Ks. They're in the 1,000 K club now, they're retired. This pair here I've run my last 3 or 4 ultra marathons in, and they're hitting that point now where they're kind of ready to be retired. But yeah, these were the best shoes ever. Size 15, fit great. They've got the Kevlar outer, so very light. Love the bounce and the cushion, just perfect for me. And since then it's kind of been a bit downhill. This year it's been a bit of a strange trend for me anyway in trail running shoes, where the cushion's become a lot firmer, and I think they've tried to increase the durability of the shoes, but it just hasn't had the same feel. So this is the Speedgoat 6 in a wide, the regular pair I wore for the 5 Peaks ultra marathon that I DNF'd in. And they just churned up my feet, and they have a real dead feel to them. They did soften up a little bit over time, but just not enough for me. So yeah, kind of not really a huge fan, although I'm hoping the wide are a bit better, but I'm not going to trust them for this next 100-mile ultra marathon, the Heisen double to a miler. We might pull these out next year, see how they go. So yeah, Hoka in general this year, I've been a bit disappointed in. They've just re-released one of my favorite trail running shoes, the Speedgoat 2s. And they don't even bring them out in a size 15, even though I have a pair in my wardrobe. They're either 2s or 3s that are in a 15, and they were great. Re-release them. Size 14 is the limit. And the other thing, I bought some ATR 7s this year, size 15. These are not a 15, they're like a 14 at most. I've had to sort of cut the inner sole, I'll show you, to sort of fit the width in. Couldn't get these in a wide. That's like a unicorn for me, getting a 15 in a wide. And yeah, these are just, no way, they're not a 15. These are at least a 14, maybe even like a 13 and a half. I've had to stretch them out. There's no way I could run over 10 Ks in these without getting really sore toes. Toes constantly touching the end of the shoe. So yeah, Hoka, come on, you can do better. I want to stick with the brand, but when I start seeing you re-releasing shoes that were once in a 15 and maxing out at a 14, it's pretty disappointing. Altra are another shoe brand that I don't mind, but again, hard to get shoes in a 15. Haven't worn these yet. They're not maximal cushioning, Experience Wild 2s. Not sure when I'll break these out, but yeah, I'm due to sort of test these soon. These are nice and light, don't have as much cushioning as some of their shoes, but looking forward to using these. The Altra Lone Peak have always been a bit of a favorite of mine. I love walking in them, sort of 10 to 15 K trail runs, but they don't have quite the amount of cushioning that I prefer for longer runs. The Lone Peak 9 Plus came with a Vibram outer sole, which lasts the longest. Great material there. I have 3 pairs of these now. Ordered my 3rd pair last night. Ooh, nice. And with this pair, my little secret weapon to add some cushioning, I've added 2 inner soles, and there's enough room for me to do that. This is actually from my Nike skateboarding sort of street shoes, and they've got some Zoom air in the back. So that just gets it to sort of where I prefer the level of cushioning, and it fits in. Love the wide toe box on the Lone Peak, or you know, most ultra shoes have that wide natural toe box. 0 drop, took me a little while to get used to the 0 drop, but you know, the Lone Peak's a winner. These actually come in a 16, so if you are beyond 15 and you're that 16, honestly I feel for you guys. And women, I mean, Brittany Griner, WNBA player, 6'9", size 17 men's shoes. The Bigfoot runners are out there. But yeah, these come in a 16. Not sure why they don't bring out more models in a 16. I emailed Altra recently and their response was kind of interesting. They were basically saying they were stocking 15s and not selling them. Every time I check the website, they're just about sold out, so I'm not sure what data they're looking at there. Pretty sure your 15s sell out pretty quick, because if I'm not on the website almost instantly, most of them go. Alright, so that's that. The Lone Peak 9 Plus, not a bad shoe. And I ordered these a while back. These actually took a while to find in my size. I had to wait for different colorways to come out. Again, just if I'm not on the website almost instantly, you miss out. It's a size 15 runner. The Timp 5, I had the Timp 4, loved them, wore them out. They were my favorite shoes to do my magic carpet run on, which occasionally means I pop into Cobbler Creek for some trails. Nice and light. And yeah, the Timp 5, haven't worn these. I had to go all black. It was the only colorway I could get in my size, and had to wait quite a while for them to appear in stock. They do sell out, Altra, I'm telling you. Not sure what data you're looking at. Sounds like next year you're gonna start stocking more size 15s. I'm pretty sure you won't have too much trouble selling them. So yeah, the Timp 5. Now these might be a shoe I wear on the miler, although with only a few weeks to go and being injured, I haven't really had time to wear them in or test them, but I'm looking forward to checking out the Timp 5s. They've got a Vibram outer sole, you know, not quite as wide a toe box as the Lone Peaks, but they've got a wider toe box than most shoes, so you can spread out a little bit, and they're lighter. They have a decent amount of cushioning, not max cushioning, but has the Ego Boost material, which gives you a nice bounce. So these should be a winner, I reckon. And black, don't look too bad there in the black. So today, first time wearing ASICS in a while, or ASICS for you Americans out there. We've got the Trabuco Max 4s. We're gonna try these out. So first impressions of the new shoes. Feels like a combination between a more firmer sole and a bit of plushness. There's a bit of bounce, and I can definitely feel the rocker, the meta rocker, which is always nice in a new pair of shoes. That tends to flatten out over time though. For a bigger shoe, a chunkier shoe, they don't feel that heavy on feet. Feel pretty good so far. I'm really impressed with these new shoes. They're an absolute winner. I wouldn't hesitate to buy another pair. I'm gonna keep checking out ASICS. It's been a long time since I've worn a pair of ASICS on the trails. I think my first ever running shoes were ASICS Keanos. But yeah, it's been a long time since then. ASICS have always looked after athletes with bigger feet. It's never that hard to find a size 15. Not sure if you go beyond that, maybe a 16, but yeah, definitely in a 15 I can find ASICS. And yeah, while they're supporting me, I'm willing to support the brand a bit, and they're starting to do some pretty exciting things with their trail running lineup. So highly recommended, guys. Check out ASICS. The ASICS Trabuco Max 4. Plenty of cushion, plenty of grip. For today anyway. Designed for distance, but this is just the first impression. They feel stable, even when the terrain isn't. 12 kilometers done, shoes tested, body tested, both passed. Let's get on the trails. Yeah, 2025's been rough for Bigfoot runners, but not hopeless. There are still shoes out there worth believing in, even if they don't quite match up to the old EVO magic. We keep searching, keep adapting, and keep running. Hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.